Welcome back to the Why and the Buy, everyone. This is Christie Walters, and I am coming to you today with your Monday Musing. This is 5 to 10 minutes of whatever is on our minds, something that you can take into your week and take action on now. So you're listening to this in February. We are hot and heavy in the middle of the Olympics. There are a lot of really cool things happening right now. February on the Why and the Buy is also preparation month. And I want to talk to you today about Simon Kruger. Now, if you have been watching the Olympics at all, you know that Simon Kruger is a Norwegian athlete who participated in the 15-kilometer skiathlon last Monday. What was spectacular about his performance is there were 68 athletes in the sports or in the race, and Simon actually fell down. In fact, he took out a couple of other athletes along with him. He fell down in the first 200 meters of the race, fell down, broke a ski pole in the process, and was in last place at the beginning of the race. It just was heartbreaking. You know what it takes for an athlete to train and prepare and work, and just the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into getting an athlete to that spot. And you know, if he's a Norwegian athlete, they have been just rocking it on the medal counts. So he had to have a ton of talent coming into to be able to even be on a part of that Olympic team. So you could just think that he would probably have come in middle of the pack, maybe even towards the back of the pack, and everything would have been okay. No one would have faulted him for that performance whatsoever, but not Simon. Simon Kruger not only started at the very back of the pack, fell down, had two guys fall on top of him, broke a pole. And if you watch the race and watch the commentators as they tracked him moving up through the pack, it was so unbelievably exciting. Not only did he pass 67 competitors in the process, but he finished with an 8-second lead over the next fastest individual. At one point, he had a 22-second lead over the entire pack. And this is a guy that fell down and started in last place. And I thought, wow. Now, if that isn't a metaphor for what happens to us an awful lot in business, I don't know what would be. How often have you watched people face obstacles, fall down, get back up again, but still give themselves an out? Be like, it's okay. I came in 15th place, but you know I started in last, so that should be good enough. Or, I fell down, I broke a pole. I mean, who could expect me to win this race at this point? But it is those that can move into that level of exceptional performance that really find success. So if I tie this back into preparation, I can assure you, Simon didn't necessarily train to recover from falling down in the beginning of the race. That may never have happened to him before. I don't know. I don't follow his history. Maybe it has. But the reality is, this guy was so prepared. He was so in tune with what his objective was. He was so connected with his why that he blew away the competition and then some. Can you say the same about your performance? I have to say, I'm not sure if I can say the same about mine. Not yet. You know, in business, we face setbacks all the time. The question is, do you allow those setbacks to be excuses for lackluster performance or no performance at all? Or do you allow them to be the fuel that fires you to the ultimate success. So I want to read you a quote from Simon after the race, because of course there are plenty of people that have covered this. I know I'm not the only one who's going to tie this to a business element, but I felt like it was timely and it was very much important. But Simon's comment at the end was that he had to start the race again. He said, I had to start the race again. I had to switch focus and catch up with the guys. When I did it, I said, okay, you've caught up. Now take 1 lap. Then take 2 laps. And then take 3 laps and just get into it again. He was so incredibly excited. Everyone was excited. That was an incredible race to watch. So my question for you to muse on today in our Monday Musing is, how are you going to recover? If it's not how you start, because some of us start pretty ugly, how are you going to finish? How much weight are you going to give to those setbacks that you inevitably are going to face in your career? You're a salesperson, you should be used to hearing the word no. And every now and then you may hear the words hell no. Is that going to be an excuse for you to have lackluster performance? Or is it going to be fuel that fires you to the ultimate success? That's it for me, everyone. This is Christie Walters with the Why and the Buy podcast. Thank you so much for taking your time with me today. Don't forget, we have our book club discussion coming up on February 27th at 1 p.m. We're discussing Extreme Ownership by Hako Willink and Leif Babin. If you haven't read this book, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It is all about applying the leadership tactics of U.S. Navy SEALs in everyday corporate America. There are some real gems in this book, and I look forward to seeing many of you on our live book club discussion. If you want to join in with us, you have to go out to the website, thewhyandthebuy.com, and click on the registration link for our book club and our newsletter. So we hope to see you there. And until then, remember, when you understand your why, your hows and your whats get much better.